Greetings and give maximum gratitude for another note to self. This note to self is about choosing happiness. Choosing happiness. So, I often say that happiness is a choice. And I remember one time, not too long ago, year and a half, 2 years now, I was in a relationship and I lived in Los Angeles. Pretty tumultuous relationship. I've spoken about it a little. But very transformational, very powerful. Brought me back to myself. Nevertheless, I was asked a question while I was in that relationship. Are you happy? Are you happy, Shanette? And I said, well, happiness is a choice. But in this particular situation, am I happy? I must say that I'm not. So, what does that really mean? Choosing happiness. What does that really, really mean? Because when I thought about the overall situation, the situation wasn't particularly making me happy. But I was still choosing happiness. I was aware that it was a conscious choice, and each day my intention was, just as it is now, to be whole, to be happy, to be healthy, to be wealthy in this present moment. So, I was thinking this morning as I put this sweatshirt on, what does that mean to choose happiness? Well, it means that, just what I said, it's an everyday choice. It's the small decisions. Just like wellness, just like wealthiness, just like healthiness, it's not, that's why they say there's no magic pill. There's no get rich quick scheme. And it really just hit me this morning. You read all these things, right? But it's really about the choices that you're making, those small decisions that you're not always conscientious of. So that's why it's a good practice to recall your day, at the end of your day, to recall your day as best you can. Go through the entire day like it's a script, like if you're reading a script. So if you were reading or rereading the script of your day, because essentially it's already occurred, right? But what you're doing when you do that is giving yourself the opportunity to rewrite the script. So, and this is a good exercise, I feel like, for teams, for team building, for integrity, holding yourselves accountable to the day rather than to a particular moment. We think of a moment as like this cataclysmic or this capsulating experience, right? That all these little moments have built up to, but the moment is right now. Something built up to this right now moment that you're experiencing right now. Something led you here right now to watch this video, to listen to this Knowte2Self. And that's not to be discounted. That counts too, right? All those little moments, all those little choices, they matter. And so if you take a moment or two or three, or however many it takes, to reflect on your day at the end of your day, I think it could be worthwhile. I know it's worthwhile. It's a practice that I've started. I could be a little more consistent with it. Just think about, when an elder is granted the opportunity, really, to reflect upon their life. And, they see their mistakes, their shortcomings, their successes, their wins, their triumphs. They're able to assess all of that, as they're transitioning. So it's the same way every day, because each night is a time of transition. That's why the day is called mourning, because we're mourning the night, that which we put death to. And so, it's interesting that talking about this, and it's putting death to the season of Scorpio and entering the season of Sagittarius, a higher wisdom, a universal wisdom, an expansive wisdom. So, in order to expand, it takes contraction, right? When a mom is having a child, a woman is having a child, it takes contractions in order for her body to expand and make space for the baby that's about to enter and exit the birth canal, right? And so it's this continuous cycle, right? Because it's all these little deaths that occurred to get the baby to that particular point of existence. And so it's the same way with us in choosing happiness, choosing wellness, choosing wealthiness, choosing healthiness. It's the same exact way. It's these little bitty choices that we have the opportunity to make. And so what it takes is a level of consciousness, like all the time. It takes you wanting to be conscious all the time. I know that's a buzzword, a trendy word. I don't really get into the trends. But we are in a time of new consciousness, new awareness, higher perspectives, a collective thought. Wow, a new collective thought. What are we going to think collectively to take shape, right? Because it first starts in the mind, but it begins at the 0 point in the feeling, right? Because the feeling is what's going to fill that space. It's what's going to create space for that new thought, for that mind, for that field. That's why it's called a field, a quantum field, because it has to do with feelings. And that's how the thought takes shape. That's how it creates a mind in the field. So we have this opportunity, right? So give thanks for the choices, for the power of choice.